Welcome to Metaphysics My Perspective. Tonight I'm going to be talking about psychometry. It's an ESP ability. ESP stands for extrasensory perception. So I discussed this before in other videos. So many of us, we live and we breathe and we die only really tapping into only our physical senses. But it's as above, so below. So we have the same amount of spiritual senses that we do physical senses. Some are more, open than others. Some are more activated than others. But when it comes to psychometry, what that is that it's defined as object reading or psychic touch. An example of this would be, say that this thing I use right here, this is basically used to clear, energy from cards or clear energy from the room as sound moves energy. So, say this is a very ancient thing, and this was passed down from generations to other people's families. Alright, so me as a psychometrist, what I would actually be able to do is I would be able to get impressions or a reading off this object. So, for anyone that is actually interested in understanding how to do this themselves, or if you have this ability and have never actually really paid attention to it, what you would do is you would get it, an object like that, say an old watch, something that's passed down from a person basically that you don't know. So it might be a good idea to actually, borrow something from someone that knows something about the object and have them sit with you, and then basically what you would do is you would touch the object, and then you would basically feel what impressions you get off of it. So say somebody hands this to me. Alright, so they're handing this to me and I'm getting an impression off of it. So I'm studying it, and then I'm asking Spirit to show me through all my spiritual senses what the impressions are of this, or information that is received from this. So then I would take like a notebook and I would write down everything that I get off of that. And then if you had, say that you have a friend that's an antique dealer or someone that's into antiques or collections and they know a lot about that object, then they could confirm to you if your impressions were correct. But for some, that's just for beginners, people that have never actually done the ability. But it's fun and it's interesting at the same time, depending on your, personality type. But I took an actual class in this, and I don't think it was called psychometry. It was called something else, but it was just a psychic class where you cover different things. And so what they did is they gave us, we did several, actual things, but one of the main things they did was they gave us an envelope with a bunch of different types of pictures in it. And so they hand it to you, and then you read through your senses what you get, the impressions you get from the envelope. And so I'd never really done that before. I'd done it in in other ways. Like an example would be, I remember when I was a kid, somebody had knocked on my door and I was asleep. I was in the dream state, so I was aware in the dream state through almost a lucid experience, like lucid dreaming. I was aware that someone had came to my house, but didn't know who. So as soon as I woke up, I went over to open the door with the awareness that someone had visited my home. And as soon as I touched the door, I got psychic impressions from the door handle, which was visualizations through your third eye, just a feeling, a knowing, and then I was able to contact that person and ask them and get confirmation that they stopped by. So this could be something that you may not even, it may be something you don't even realize that you have or that you can do. That's just this video might be an awakening to you. You're like, wow, I could do that, or I've done that before. But to anyone that's watching this video or watching the psychic series videos, if you're watching it, you probably have some type of interest in it, or interest in me or something. I mean, there's a reason why you're tuning into it. But yes, just that's something you can do. And in the class, what we did, like I said, the envelope, I didn't know what was in it, but the first impression that I got was basically, just like, I was seeing pictures, something that was old, like, before pictures were actually, printed in color or taken in color. And I had no idea if that was correct. It was just like, so, like I said, I wrote down this, and then I wrote, I was getting visuals of the hair color and a female, and then at the end of the class you opened it up, and then your confirmations were, proven to you, or given to you rather, because all you can do is, when it comes to your psychic abilities, the best way to trust yourself is through confirmations from other people. So that was interesting. It was a very interesting thing. But just anything, try it yourself. And I want to know what my audience, my viewers, or just even if if you're a reoccurring viewer, if you're someone that's never watched this video before, just let me know what you think about this ability yourself. And have you done this? And if you decide to try the experience, the experiment yourself, write down. Let me know what you get. Let me know some information on it, because in order for me to make videos, that is going to attract a certain type of audience, I need to know what you're looking for, what you would want to know. And so I plan on doing more webinars, more teaching on these gifts, these abilities, because I know there's people out there just like me that love this stuff, live for it. And that's what I'm aiming to attract, bring in magnetically. So with that being said, I also have some other announcements. I'm going to be doing past life readings for the collective for basically the month of April. I'm going to do more readings in April, but that's the first set that I'm going to do. So basically, past life readings for 12 signs. So if you decide that you want a personal reading or anything like that after I do those readings, let me know. All that will be, in the about section in the description box. But for anyone that, has these abilities and is afraid to use them because people think you're crazy or whatever it is, make sure that you disregard that, because a lot of that stuff actually comes from past life experience where you're scared to use them or scared to dive into them. And it's, a lot of times it's a past life experience where something has happened to you traumatically and the soul remembers that. And even though you were in a different body or vehicle or vessel, whatever you want to call it, at that time, you still have this connection or this, longing or, interest in these abilities and things like that. So don't go through life just because your family doesn't like it, or people are going to think you're weird, and suppress this within you, because then you'll really it'll be one of the things that you regret in the end of your life. So just make sure that you do studies, do like I did. I mean, I don't really care. People are gonna judge you. They're gonna call you weird. You're gonna find that you're not gonna fit in with certain people. People from your past are gonna look at you like, oh my God, you've changed. You're nuts or whatever. But you just gotta disregard all that and just prove everybody wrong and just do whatever. For me, it was the videos. For the longest time, it was talking about things like this that people just, you'd run across certain people that were into it, but then as soon as somebody else come in the room or something like that, they would just back off. So to me, this is more of an encouraging video as well as an informational video on these abilities to let you know that you don't have to do that. If they don't accept you in like my neck of the woods or a certain area, then there are certain areas that they will accept it, and you don't have to worry about restricting yourself your entire life. But yes, try it out. Try their ability. Like I said, it's very simple. Just take this and see what you get. And it can be anything. It could be something from your grandfather. And the thing is with these things, with like these objects, they have pores just like we have pores. So your mind generates a magnetic field, and within your magnetic field, which is basically your aura or part of your aura, it records all these impressions and all these things that you've done. So if you have someone that, say, a grandfather that carried a pocket watch on them for years and worked and had many experiences and they always had it, there's a good chance there's a lot of history within that object. So just, and it can be very exhilarating to find out that, especially if you're like a history buff, or you're into ancestry, trying to find out information about your family. Some people that are really sensitive, they will touch something like, whoa, and they'll never do it again just because they feel it right off. But just test those abilities out and see what you get, and you might be thankful that you did. To hell with what everybody else says, because most of the people in this world are living to impress other people, or they're surface people. They don't care, they want to go deep, but they're afraid of it because they don't want to be judged and they don't want to be shunned. And I'm one of these people that's here to help kick the door open and encourage those people to be who they're supposed to be. If I never did, me personally, I never did understand this world, and even as a kid, trying to connect with people and things like that, it was even being shunned then. People didn't. If I had a girlfriend or something like that, people didn't want to admit it, or they tried to say they were, using me for money, or it was something just crazy. So it's amazing what people will do and the lengths that they will go to cover up certain things about themselves, only to please everybody else, and then end up being miserable. Their job they hate, or all the while regretting, not going towards their true passions. So these videos and things like that are there to encourage people and to give people knowledge. And I just don't want to do tarot videos all the time. It's the thing. That's why I'm discussing with this video, even though it's psychometry, it's also how I feel about all of it. So that's basically it. Let me know what you think, and I really am interested in getting to know my audience, and basically wanting to know what you think about these videos, and also about these abilities. Do you have them? Can you, tell me some of your experiences? I'll read the comments. I'll get back to you. I'll reply. I'm not stuck up. I'm not, headstrong in that way. So, but anyway, thank you for watching. And my next videos will be the past life videos, and I'm also going to do more psychic ability videos. So, thanks for watching. See you.